Welcome to The Explainer. You know, if you've ever dreamed about studying or working overseas, you've probably run into these four letters. IELTS. And yeah, it can seem kind of intimidating, right? Well, today we're going to pull back that curtain and give you the complete guide you need to understand it.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big picture. Then we'll dive into the two different types of the test so you can figure out which one's for you. After that, we'll decode the scoring system, break down each part of the test, and wrap it all up with some real, actionable steps to get you ready for success.
All right, let's jump right in. Section 1, the big picture. So what is this IELTS thing anyway? And why does it matter to so many people all over the world? Let's get into it.
So, IELTS stands for the International English Language Testing System. But what it really is, at its core, is a tool. It's built to check your English skills if you want to study or work somewhere English is the main language. Think of it like a passport, but for your language skills. It proves you're ready for your global adventure.
And just how important is this test? Well, its reach is absolutely massive. I mean, we're not talking about just a few schools here. Over 9,000 organizations around the world. We're talking universities, companies, even immigration authorities. They all accept IELTS scores. It's huge.
Okay, let's move on to Section 2, Academic versus General Training. Now, this is a big one. Before you even start prepping, you have to make a really important choice. Which test is the right one for you? Because there are two very different paths to choose from.
So it really just boils down to what you want to do. Are you aiming for a university degree, like an undergraduate or postgraduate program? Or maybe you need professional registration, say for medicine or engineering. Then you're going to need the academic test. On the other hand, if your goal is to migrate to an English-speaking country, or maybe do some training or study that's below a degree level, then the general training test is the one for you.
All right, Section 3. Let's talk about those band scores. You've picked your test, but how do they actually grade it? It's not a simple pass/fail situation. The scoring is way more detailed than that, and you've got to understand it to know where you're at. Okay, so everything is graded on this 9-band scale. A band 9, that's an expert user. You're basically fluent. A band 8 is very good. But you know, for a lot of people, that magic number is a band 7, a good user. That's often what you need for a competitive university program. A band 6, competent user, can get you into other programs or jobs. It's all about figuring out the score you need for your specific goal.
And this is really important, so listen up. You literally cannot fail the IELTS. There's no such thing. The test is just there to measure where your English is at right now. Your result is just a snapshot of your skills. The score you need? Well, that's set by the place you're applying to, whether it's a university, a company, or an immigration department. Okay, Section 4. Let's break down the test itself. We're going to look inside the 4 components. So on test day, get ready, because it's a bit of a marathon. The listening, reading, and writing sections are all done one after the other with no breaks in between. Yep, back to back.
First up is the listening test. You've got about 30 minutes to answer 40 questions based on 4 different recordings. And here's the kicker. You only get to hear each recording one time. That's it. So you have to be totally focused. The good news is, after all the audio is done, they give you an extra 10 minutes just to transfer your answers over to the answer sheet. Super important.
And what are they actually testing here? Well, it's not just about hearing the words. They want to see if you can understand the main ideas, but also catch specific facts, a name, a date, a phone number. They're also listening to see if you can pick up on the speaker's opinion, their attitude, or why they're even talking in the first place. It's about following the whole conversation.
Next up, we have the reading test. For this one, you get exactly 60 minutes. No more, no less. In that hour, you've got to read through 3 pretty long passages and answer 40 questions. And unlike the listening test, there's no extra time at the end to transfer answers. So your time management has to be on point. And just like with listening, the reading section is testing a whole range of skills. You'll need to be able to read for the gist, the main idea, but also scan for very specific details. And what's really key is understanding what the author isn't saying directly. You have to read between the lines, understand their opinion, their purpose, and follow how they build their argument.
Then we move on to the writing section. Again, you get 60 minutes, but this hour is split into 2 different tasks. For task 1, you have to write over 150 words. For task 2, it's over 250 words. And trust me, you have to hit those word counts. It's non-negotiable. So what are the examiners looking for in your writing? Well, they're grading you on 4 things. Did you actually answer the question? Is your writing logical and easy to follow? How's your vocabulary? And of course, your grammar. But here's the pro tip, the thing you absolutely need to remember. Task 2 is worth twice as much as task 1. So when you're planning your time, you got to give more love to task 2. And last but not least, we have the speaking test. This one's a little different. It's a real, live, face-to-face interview with an examiner. It's pretty quick, only about 11 to 14 minutes long, and it's split into 3 little parts. And just a heads up, sometimes this is scheduled on a completely different day from the other 3 sections. In this part, they really just want to see how well you can communicate. It kicks off with some easy questions about everyday stuff, your work, your family, your hobbies. Then you'll get a topic and you'll have to speak about it for a minute or 2. The final part is a more in-depth conversation about abstract ideas connected to that topic. It's all about showing you can organize your thoughts and explain your opinions clearly. Okay, so you now have the complete map of the test. You know what it is, how it's scored, what's in every single section. So what's next? Let's talk about turning all this knowledge into an actual plan. Let's get into your path to success. So, how do you get ready? The path is actually pretty straightforward. Step 1, get to know the test format inside and out, which, hey, is what we're doing right now. Step 2, practice, practice, practice. There's just no way around it. Step 3, do a full timed practice test. You need to feel what it's like under pressure. And finally, step 4, if you feel like you need more guidance, think about joining a prep course. And there you have it. That's our full breakdown of the IELTS. You get the structure, you get the scoring, and you know the skills you need to work on. Just having this knowledge, understanding the map, is honestly the biggest and most powerful first step you can take. So the map is in your hands now. The only real question is, where's the journey going to take you?